Hello everybody, this is Trisha with BAM, Badasses, Alchemist Mystics. I'm just like grubbing around my house today. Had a beautiful class in my medicine woman training apprenticeship, and it's just been a powerful day. Did a really wonderful journey and lots of community time, and I am gonna draw some cards for us at a little bit different time than usual. So here we go, because there is a lot going on in our personal lives and in the world and in our community, and what's happening inside is happening around us. As above, so below, as within is out. So I have a tried and true deck, the Osho, and then I have this new deck, the Sacred She Tarot. So I may dip into that one a little bit as well. So we'll see who comes on. And until then, I'm going to draw for the collective. Some guidance, some wisdom of support to help navigate these waves. There's electromagnetic waves coming from all kinds of places. There's internal waves of clearing, of change. We are in the autumn of the seasons here in the Northern Hemisphere, and that is release. We are in a waning moon now. We just had a full moon, so that's more of a spring. That's more of a, summer of creation, cultivation. So we kind of have like the season of release while we're also cultivating our dreams. So we're doing these cycles ongoing, constantly, and within our own life we're constantly releasing things. Things have to die off and leave, and then other things start to sprout up and take the place of those things that just cleared. More light coming in, more joy, more peace, more love. And then we help that grow, we nurture that, and then it's time to release again. Continuous cycle. So card for the collective, fighting. This is an air card, a cloud card, a mental card coming up for the collective. Who are you fighting with? Are you fighting with yourself? Chances are you're fighting with your mind. The mind seems to be the battleground of positive thoughts and shadow thoughts. Do we really need to be armored? Do we really need to have our spikes ready to fight? Or maybe it's more about getting to know ourselves and what our edges are as we flow through the world. Maybe it's taking the armor off and just working on ourselves to let go of these hurts, these wounds, these shadow pieces that are still playing out, a lot of times from our childhood, a lot of times from our upbringing, that now as adults we're taking a look at these stories, these incidences, these experiences that we're remembering from the brain of the age that it happens. And now as we're adults on a spiritual path and personal growth path, getting to know ourselves at our deepest levels of our essence of light, that we can look with this observer, this loving, compassionate, curious observer at these same situations, and maybe just let things go. And it can be let go of. It doesn't have to be tears and anger sometimes, but it can also be laughter and play and creative flow, dancing, art, music. It can be scrapbooking, cooking. It can be creating your space, your house, painting walls. Maybe it's sewing, creation. That can be a way that we work through this, so we're not fighting anymore. Because if we're fighting outside in the external with those that we love, or even like nameless people in cars on road rage, or people on the TV, or bigger archetypes, people in the news, in the political sphere, if we are fighting, just so ready to react and fight, chances are that is going on inside of here. You're fighting with yourself. So maybe let down the weapons. Put the fists down and spend some time in nature. Spend some time with yourself, doing things that you love to do to fill you up. Notice your thoughts. Notice if you are being self-critical, self-sabotaging, if you're angry with yourself, if your self-talk is nasty. And then just notice that and start to shift that. And then chances are when you go out in the world and watch that thing on TV, or you interact with that person that's having a bad day, that you are coming from a different place, not one of fight and reactivity and I'm ready, to, I'm good with me. So let me just hold this space within me of love and compassion for myself, then I can just let that ooze out into the world. And so when you have these interactions or you're viewing these things, you can say, I don't need to get involved in that. Or, you know what? Let me just be kind. Let me just spread light and love. Or if things keep coming up within us that we're fighting with, maybe it's about surrendering within and allowing that hurt part, that wounded part, that angry part, or that super sad part, or that part that's in grief and loss, to express in a healthy way, to move through. And then these pieces of armor just start to fall off, because we don't need this armor when we're in love and high vibe. We can't ignore the shadow. It's not about ignoring it and spiritually bypassing it. It's not ignoring that it's there and just saying, no, I'm only going to focus on light and love. We have to look at these pieces, these emotions that come up, because it's stuck energy. And that when we have this stuck energy that's maybe in the frequency of anger, or the frequency of deep sorrow, or a frequency of fear, that it's really just energy. And that it just simply needs to be made aware of and moved through in whatever way you're choosing. And it can be creative and fun. It could be sports. It could be running around your yard. It could be going to the gym, taking a swim. It could be taking a nap. With the intention of, I have this inside of me that is ready to be released. What's the best way to do that? And then do it with that intention. So fighting. This is the card for the collective. Let's stop fighting ourselves. The source within, the light within is coming. It's emerging. We don't need this shielding and these weapons, because we're just beating up ourselves when you beat on someone else, because we're all just reflections of each other. So this card is saying, really stop fighting with yourself and your own mind. Be gentle and compassionate, like you would a loving parent to a child. And then just become aware, and then allow it to move through in the way that you're able. So that's for the collective. It's a mental card, cloud card, air card from Osho deck today. Oh, good. I see I have people on, even though I'm on at an odd time. So let me see who is requesting a card. Hi, Carolyn. Nice to see you. Hi, Christina. Krista. Haika. Hi. Prasida. Hi. Lisa. Hi. Okay, so requesting cards. First, I see Christina. Ooh, I have a new deck, Christina. I'm going to do this new deck, the Sacred She Tarot. I have barely even looked at these, so we will see what comes up here for you today. I'm just looking down at my black shirt, and it has like cat hair. It has ginger hair all over it. And he's outside you're gonna have to wait, Gigi. He's outside the door wanting to come in. The weather is so beautiful here in Florida. Oh my heavens. It's like perfect weather. All right, Christina. Ooh. Solitude, Christina. This is a major arcana card. It's a 9. Probably, I would have to guess the Hermit, probably, in traditional tarot. But look at his cloak, how colorful. All of the range of emotions and frequencies of the art of life on his being. And he's going into nature. This is you. This is saying this is ready to emerge. So spending time alone in nature, quiet and listening. Listening to the soft voice of God, the soft voice of the planet, of yourself, of God within. This is saying this is your medicine. This is the wisdom coming for you, Christina. Purposeful solitude. And it doesn't have to be long bouts of it, but it can. It could just be daily doing this. But he is purposely, mindfully walking alone, but not alone. Definitely supported. Look how beautiful. I want to go there. Yeah, that's for you, Christina. This is coming through very strongly, and I'm just loving the artwork on that cloak. It's showing that, you know, we have waves of where we are being out there and interacting with people, being social. That's very healthy for us. And then there's waves where this is just as beautiful. This is adding to your life just as much as doing the thing, the action with someone else. There's waves and cycles, and right now this is indicating, Christina, your cycle is to be alone and go with it and listen and talk to yourself, to God, and listen. The support's there. And that's for you. Carolyn, you're next. I'm going to stick with the Sacred She Tarot. Carolyn. Oh my gosh, Carolyn. You got the same card. And you just saw me shuffle. So ditto, Carolyn. What if we all got this card? It's definitely piggybacking on the fighting card. That it's like, we got to make peace with ourselves. That's really where the work is for all of us. Is our own inner landscape. What's our relationship with me? What's Trisha's relationship with Trisha? And we can only cultivate that when we do periods of prayer and meditation alone. In nature preferably, but maybe a squishy, nice place in your house. Maybe it's at a spa or in a building that's sacred to you, a church, a temple. So for you, Carolyn, I know nature is your church, and so this is more of an intentional quietude. Creating that art of your life in that space. And then you can dance it through. Whatever comes up in that time, you can dance it or paint it or sing it or play it. What's the sound and the music of God within you that emerges in this time? And then that's the action when you come out of the forest, when you're getting that prompt to then go out into the world. What you have learned here and discovered here is the fuel, is the essence of what you then do. What you say, what you do with your hands, and then adding even what are you putting in your body? What food? What music are you listening to? How are you feeding your brain? How are you feeding your body? In harmony. And that's for you, Carolyn. Good to see you. All right, we got Lisa. Oh, good. Heike wants one. Oh, good. Brasida. All right. I don't have a note to write on, so I'm going to have to just scroll. All right, Lisa Manning is next, and then Heike. Lisa. Broke the cycle, Lisa. Competition. Interesting. Both kites are beautiful. Both pieces of art that are flying are beautiful. Oh, it's interesting. On the image, it looks like either like dragons or some other kind of, maybe even lions, like that are like, rah! This kind of goes with that fighting card, right? Who are you in competition with? We're all unique individuals, being authentically, just creating our experience. There is no competition. There can't be. So stop comparing. And this is a 5, which is an opportunity for harmony and balance, but it can also be conflict. So whatever's going on with another individual, or maybe it's a group of people that you're perceiving as competitive. They're better than me. I'm better than them. I'm worse than them. They're worse than me. Knock it off. No one's better or worse than anyone else. We're all just living our life here. We all have our own tapestry or music or piece of symphony that we are adding to the collective. And you're going to do it, Lisa, different than anybody else. And it's perfect. And we need that diversity in the world. So chances are, if someone's saying to you, you're doing something wrong, look how this person's doing it. That's your mind saying, oh my God, I'm failing. I'm not doing it right. They're doing it better than me. Stop. We all have to stop this. It's our mind that twists things. And it's usually because we go back to a childhood thing. It's almost always from our past. Always. A past relationship, or a mom and dad, or a brother or sister, or auntie, or a teacher. And so just recognizing, okay, you know what? I'm going into that competitive shit. Let me get with me. What am I trying to accomplish here? What am I trying to express here? Am I doing my best? If I'm not doing my best, why not? Is it still something that I want to do? Or is it time to make a shift? Do I need to reevaluate? So untangle the kite strings and fly side by side. That's for you, Lisa. Heike, you're next, and then Brasida, and then Carolyn, you got your cards already. Brasida, if not, that last card was on point. Yes, I have time to do a card for everyone asking, hopefully today. But yeah, all of these cards are going to resonate to all of us, or at least a piece of it, because we're all going through this human experience, and the stories are all the same. The wounds are all the same. It's just sometimes they're just a little bit different flavor for each of us. Okay, Heike. I'm gonna stick with this new deck. I'm like really digging it. It's actually the creator of the Osho deck. So this is just another, the Sacred She Tarot. And you know, you all know, if you've been following me long enough, I love the Osho Zen Tarot deck. All right, Heike. Sweet Heike. Ooh, I think it's that one. That one was like, don't put me down. Ooh, I'm getting chills. Frozen. I am resonating with this one. I am literally getting like a waterfall of spirit chills down my back and shoulders right now. Okay, it's a 4. 4 is a square. It's a box. It's the material realm. So it's kind of like, sometimes it could be a cage. Sometimes it can be a room that we're secure in. And the frozen piece, it's reminding me of my exploration of the autonomic nervous system this week. And we have flight, fright, or freeze. And if we have arousal, if we get like worked up about something, we can go into flight or fight, which is, I'm moving away from the situation, or I'm going to move forward on the situation. I'm either going to be in fear or I'm going to be in anger. And so that's one phase. And then if we're not addressing that and moving those energies, it will go into freeze, which is numbness, which is disorientation, which is like, even part of that is preparing for death, in the sense of everything starts to kind of shut down because it just is overwhelmed. Your system is overwhelmed. So now that's just piggybacking on some research I did in the nervous system, because I was feeling this kind of frozen feeling. So for you, Heike, but I just want to point out, look how peaceful she looks. She's resting. So sometimes when we're in that frozen state, it can also be a purification. It can also be a deep rest, our body indicating, slow down and stop, sleep, take a chill pill, and just freaking listen to your body. Do what you need to do. Calm your mind down, because when we go into this space, what's the mind do? You have all this stuff you have to do. You really should be doing this. Why are you sitting on your butt? Well, mind, chill out. Because if I try to do an action when I'm in this space, it's not going to be in alignment with our deepest parts. So frozen can be a retreat. And it can also be what I shared before that, a sense of, I am so freaking overwhelmed that I can't even move. So, I'm getting chills as I say that. So I think it's first being aware that you're there. And if you're not there, maybe you do need to kind of go into a place of stillness and retreat and comfort with a snuggly blanket, with some nice music playing and nice aromas. Yet if your body's forcing you to go there because you've just been going, and now you've crashed and you're in freeze, it's also being aware of that you can't get out of it until you're ready to get out of it, and then it's small steps. And then you got to start feeling the feels, because numbness usually is covering up a whole bunch of emotions that just need to simply be moved through, like we talked about with the first card. So that's for you, Heike. Discerning which type of frozen are you, and embrace it and be in it. And then when you're ready, you move through. You move those emotions, you move that energy, and you talk to God and you get in alignment, and then the next action is there. And you're going to do it as quickly or as slowly as you choose. And it's all perfect. That's for Heike. Squishy, nice place. Yes, Carolyn. Hi, Justin. Hi, Sheila. Heike, you were watching from bed from Germany. Perfect, because that's exactly what the card was saying. I love you. I'm just wondering if it's cold in Germany. I have Germany in my weather station, and I think I saw it was a little bit nippy there right now. Okay, so let me backtrack. Who was next after Heike? Oh, Brastida! Woo-woo! All right, Sacred She Tarot. This is the 2, which is the High Priestess, I think, in traditional tarot. The unknowable. Very cosmic. This is definitely the High Priestess, because you see the moon, the triple moon at her crown, and then you got the moon, the sphere. And it's interesting, her face also looks like, kind of like a Buddha. I just gotta look real quick. Kind of like a separate statue. This is an all new deck for me. Ooh, the mystery, the unknowable. Oh gosh, life has so many mysteries, and that's what makes it fun. We're not supposed to know everything. What kind of boring world would it be if we knew it all? So this, I feel, is inviting you, especially with this really powerful moon cycle in Libra, about balance. The moon is very strong, and it is meant to shine light on the illusion of our life and the shadows of our life, and to explore with curiosity, Brasida, that what you don't know, maybe you don't need to know. And if you do need to know, it'll just gently come in at the right time. And to trust that. You are a high priestess. You are a medicine woman. You understand the realm of in-between, which is what this card's about. So you may be more privy to know more than some others of the mystery. Yet, for our personal life, sometimes it takes a little longer. Sometimes when we're doing this work for others, it's like, oh, there it is. But this is about self, because this is a major arcana. This is an archetype within the unknowable that is emerging for you to be embodied. And even though this is so powerful, there's also a gentleness and a stillness and a flow to this, very watery. Meditation, listening, getting sure of yourself, even in the not knowing. Yeah, this is you. I don't know if I have much more to say. I feel like you know. And this was a reminder. Much love. Okie dokie. Let me see who else. I think Justin, you're next. Okay, I got Justin next, if I'm following the thread. And then Sheila. So if I somehow missed you, I don't have paper and pen. So if I missed you, a request earlier in the thread, just leave me another one. So Justin and then Sheila. All right, it's this one. Wow. 16. Crisis. It's interesting, it's a cup. The cup runneth over. And sometimes when the cup runneth over, it clears shit out. And that's what's happening. It's a storm. And we just had a storm come through here in Florida. And storms are the elements balancing. You know, we have storms within. That's usually when a storm is, when there seems to be a crisis or chaos or a storm outside. This is a reminder. And again, major arcana. We have a lot of major arcana cards coming up for this crew on today. So these are deep cards. These aren't just, oh, this is stuff that's going on in your world. This is like, this is inside of you emerging. You, Justin, are bringing this forward. So this is about change. And so when we have storms and chaos and crisis within our surroundings, it's always an invitation to go within and see, where's the storm within? Where's the crisis or chaos inside of me? And storms, yes, they can bring destruction, but they also cleanse and purify. They prune the trees. They shake off the leaves. the rain and the winds like clear. It's even if you stand out like during a storm, before it's, gets dangerous to be out there. I don't know about you all, but those gusts of wind are energizing to me. Like, I just take it into my being and say, thank you for cleansing me, moving my mind out of ruts. To me, the wind medicine is like getting into the crevices of my spirit and my mind and just, and so I feel like that's what this is. And sure, it can look like a crisis, but sometimes when there's a crisis, it's because everything's just ready to break. And there's going to be things still standing. And it's time to rebuild the way that you are in that present moment, with you knowing yourself even more than you ever have in your life. So instead of fearing it, embrace it. Ride the wave. It's a lot of energy coming forth from you, a lot of energy of change. And so this card's letting you know, if it's not already showing itself, it's coming. And it's coming around us too. But instead of going into fear, I don't think you are, but we're human. Sometimes our brain just goes into fear. We like, oh my God, like, what if that really happens? Like, what if? And then we are aware of it and we bring ourselves back to trust and faith. That if you are doing your inner work and talking to God, getting right, getting aligned, and you have that courage to walk through that fear, you can utilize this energy of change in your favor and in the favor of the world. Because when we do our work, we're helping the whole, because we're all connected. So really, in these times of crisis within and around, the biggest wisdom I can give is self-responsibility. Do your own work. That's what you're responsible for. And the rest it'll just, when we do our own work, it helps the whole. Keep yourself in your lane. And be of service when you can. Like, help a neighbor. Actually physically roll up your sleeves if you're able and help somebody. But it's not to enable them and cause them not to do their work. We're not supposed to just be constantly isolated, like, I'm only going to look at myself, Yes, we are being self-responsible, looking at ourselves, and then sometimes we do need to help each other. That's community. But when you're able, and so they can get on their feet and help themselves and be responsible for themselves. Okay. With that, I move on. I'm so glad to see you on here, Justin. Always. All right, Sheila is next. Hi, Kirsten. Brasida, you surrender. I feel that, sweetie. I had to do that actually just last night. I finally got done fighting and just said, okay, enough of that. Surrender to the flow. God's got me. All right, Kirsten. Hi, Marie. Ooh, this is a good time for people. Night, night, Heike. Hi, Karen. Oh, my goodness. Maybe I'll start doing these later in the day. More people can come on. Okay. La, 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 la. Sheila. Yes, for Heike in Germany, it is 6 hours after us, so it's 10:34 p.m. there. Night, night. Sheila. Oh, you got what Lisa got. Competition. And interesting, I'm picking double repeat cards. Sheila. competition. It could be with another person, Sheila, but I'm getting there's some kind of competitive thing inside of you here. Maybe it's masculine and feminine, or maybe there's some parts. Maybe there's some parts of you, like the ego parts of our psyche. You know, we all have these parts, and sometimes that usually develop over our childhood. This is, you know, psychology. Like, we develop our psyche to protect us, and sometimes we develop these little parts. Sometimes they become big parts. They become like big guardians that rah, you know, and it's like that will defend us and come up out of us. And I'm wondering, for you, there's a little bit of a spin on this card of competition. That maybe when you feel like you're competing or comparing to the outside world, it's really this inner competition between a couple parts. Ooh, what was that? Well, maybe that just means that I'm onto something here. That was kind of fun. So competition between these parts. So maybe doing... If there's some therapists will do parts work, some will do like family sculpting, some will do, like I do Zen dialogue at the Buddhist Center here. There's a lot of different kinds of therapy where you're working with these parts. There's a lot of work out there. There's a lot of different ways to do this, or I'm sure there's books, but if you may already know about these parts, Sheila. So really just kind of, sitting with, are there parts of me competing with each other? Is there one that really just wants love and intimacy and another one that really just wants to push everyone away? And are they in conflict? Are they competing to be at the primary point in my psyche? And I have a feeling that what may bring it up, what this card saying, is this feeling of competing or with another person. You know, you might feel your self-esteem's getting hit, or that you are, doubting yourself, or you're comparing yourself to someone else's accomplishments or the way that they seem to be in the world. And rather than say, I wouldn't mind, being that way. How can I work with myself to be that? These parts may be taking you on the road of, oh my God, I'm not like that. I'm never going to be like that. I'm not worthy, or I'm not enough, or they're so much better than me, or they're luckier than me, or whatever we all go through these, inner talk. So this is an invitation to try to shift that, to try to, look at when you notice someone's different than you, that it's really an opportunity to see what you can change in your world to help you be more like them, or be not like them, or more authentically you. And a lot of the inner work in the mental is working with these parts of ourselves that are still in the unconscious, that really are fighting to get your attention, to be out into the conscious, into the light. And there's many, many, many ways you can do that. So that's for you, Sheila. All right, Kirsten, you're next. Kirsten. Look at that. We got duplicates all around. That means we're all in sync. We're all in harmony. We are all in coherence on this call today. So this just shows that you're not here out of an accident. You were the flow of God, of the universe, of Creator, through the AI field, the technosphere of Facebook algorithms has brought you to this place, because we all are sharing the same things. So the unknowable for you, Kirsten. Brasida got this one. This is the High Priestess. This, for you, the unknowable, I feel, is a little bit different for you. This is you embracing the magical part of who you are. she is ready to emerge. Like this high priestess, goddess, magician, medicine woman, all of these archetypes that are this magical being, this magical, powerful feminine within you. It says the unknowable, but you do know her at a soul level. This is a big part of who you are. And I have a feeling when you were little, you were a very magical child. And maybe somewhere along the way that was shut down. It wasn't, okay. Or maybe it was, but it's time for that part of you to fully emerge. So finding ways, how do you do your magic, Kirsten? Setting up a little space in your house that's your magic space. And it could be, my magic spaces have all kinds of spiritual things from ancestors, like little, I have crosses and rosaries, and then I have like stones from different places I've visited. There's different like dried flowers from things that people gave me. I have statues and crystals and all kinds of things that are authentically my magic. Or you may have a path, a specific religion or a specific spiritual path that you follow. It might be Wicca, it might be shamanism, it might be Catholicism or Methodist or Judaism or Buddhism. It doesn't matter. It may be a mixture of different things. Whatever is your magic. You might really work with animals. You might be an environmentalist and a tree hugger and forest bathing. It's just, what is your magic? And this is an invitation because this part of you is emerging. So taking time every day to be in your magic. Pray, meditate, do a craft. Pick one or make one from all of the different traditions that you're interested in. And if you're just starting on the path, as soon as you take the step on, it's going to be an accelerated path because she's ready. We need your magic in the world, Kirsten. And that's for you. Karen, hopefully you're here still with me. Karen Keys. It looks like you are. Karen Keys. Oh my gosh, are you freaking kidding me? The card Heike got. Isn't this funny? See, to me, this is spirit giggling at me. This is God just saying, see, we're all one. We're all going through the same things. Frozen. So Karen, are you frozen? What parts are frozen? I almost, when I sink into you, you have some parts of your body, of your being that are on fire, and then some parts that are frozen. So this isn't just like your whole being. So what I'm getting is, spending some quiet time, and the word coherence is coming up for you, like synchronization and coherence, like getting everything in your being, mind, body, spirit, emotion, dimensional, cosmic, empathic, all of these parts, all of these layers that are all you, all of these different vibrations and frequencies of you into coherence. Because you have some like elements that are like, you got fire here, you got frozen water here, you got a nice flow over here, you got like extra wind here, you got like all of the elements are just a little bit like wonky. But the frozen piece I don't know, I'm getting more like right side, like liver, gallbladder, maybe even going up into the lung area. There's like a frozen piece here. So it's kind of like coherent. So movement. If you do Qigong or Tai Chi, that's beautiful for balancing elements. There's a 5 elements Qigong set that balances the elements in the body. You could probably YouTube that. I'll probably eventually be teaching Qigong, not Tai Chi. Tai Chi takes a long time to learn how to teach, but Qigong, that's on my list of things to be offering for people because it's something that I lean on. But anyway, 5 element Qigong, probably you could YouTube that. Breath work, dance, anything where you're moving your body and breathing with this intention of I am balancing my elements. I am bringing coherence and synchronization to all parts of my being so they're in harmony, communicating fully. All of the elements are balanced. Because like I was sharing with Heike, this frozen state can be like a state of nervous system dysregulation where you're at the point where you're just like, I can't do anything. I am so overstimulated that I am doing nothing. Or it can also be, I just need to hibernate. I'm going to retreat and sleep and rest intentionally so I can regenerate and go within and get that fire going, and then I'm up. So you could very well be in this and feel this way, yet I'm getting very specifically that you have parts of your being that are that way when you may have other parts that are kind of fired up. So hopefully that helps. I'm so glad you're on. All right. Hello, Tracy. Hi, Sean. Carrie. All right, so far, Carrie has asked for a card. All right, Carrie. And then any of you just kind of flowing through. I'm on my last person that has requested a card, and I do have a little bit more time that I can give. So if anyone else wants a card, let me know. Oh, good, Karen. You love that. You're heading back to Scotland on Tuesday, and you'll look into that. Okay, cool. Have safe travels back to Scotland. I know it's a little chilly there. I just looked because I have Dublin, Ireland on my weather. Pretty much everywhere that I have explored in person, I have on my weather app because I like to keep tapping in. I will get to Scotland one day, though. Okay, I know, Ginger. Couple more minutes. My kitty cat wants in. Okay, Carrie. 3rd time a charm. You're the 3rd person that got this card, Carrie. So I think there's a message for all of us. We are doing us. Let's all of us stop comparing ourselves to others. We have each of our lives, and Carrie, this is for you because this is your card, but I'm going to just make this a global message because this has come up. All of our lives are an authentic, beautiful piece of artwork, tapestry, symphony. It's sound and color and shape, and it's each of us have our own, and it adds to the big collective art that is this planet. And the planet Earth has hers, and we're creating this beautiful music and art. And here, each person has their own kite that's flying and going to source and just going out there, and then they get tangled up, and then they're fighting. Look, rah! In this world today, competition is not how we're going to move forward. Collaboration, community, peace, assisting each other, lifting each other up, recognizing each other's strengths. being self-responsible for our own creations. And that when we notice that something's different that someone else is doing, that we take from that something to help us change, if we so choose, instead of being a victim or regretting or getting jealous or angry. No one's better than the other. So for you, Carrie, this is just kind of amplifying a big message. That's the thread that's run through this tapestry of BAM, Wisdom with Cards, is focus on you. And if you do notice your creations get entangled with someone else, you know, it could be a beautiful dance. Maybe in a relationship, you could be creating a whole nother piece of tapestry, but you yet still have your own. And maybe it's time to untangle it. So it's really just working on yourself. What are you wanting to create? And if you're noticing that something's different, or something's like causing those feelings of competition to come up in you, that you just become aware of it, and then you take a step back and you breathe and don't react, and you just say, what do I need to look at here? Is there something I need to change? Is there a goal or a dream that I need to shift? Or is there one that hasn't been realized yet that wants to come out, that this competition with that person is bringing up within me? And then make the changes in your life. And that's for you. All right, Tracy. This is the last card. And then I gotta go let my little ginger inside. He is like staring at me. He is drilling his thoughts into my brain. Literally, I can feel him. Ooh. Tracy. Fear. This has come up. This card hasn't come up, but the word fear has come up. How interesting. This is a beautiful deck. The mental matrix. What I'm getting drawn is even though they're covering their face, they can still breathe and express and see. So this is maybe looking at your life, Tracy, and it is a 9, which is completion. So this could be the end of a fear cycle for you too. So with fear, it's really just changing how you're looking at it. Fear and excitement are kind of the same energy. Your body like goes into, woo, it's arousal. Ah. And you can stop breathing and say, holy shit, what am I going to do? I don't know what to do. Or you can say, oh, wow, let me ride this wave. This is a lot of energy. Let me take a minute, decide, and then go. So fear is a state of mind. Yes, there's a physiological experience with the nervous system getting revved up, but the mind is where it starts. So this is the way that the eyes are highlighted in this card is showing me that, and this is like kind of going into the web of the nervous system of the brain from the eyes. It's really saying, it's first noticing, okay, I'm in fear. I'm feeling fear, which is a total human response. We all feel fear at times. And then it's a choice. Am I going to stay spiraling in the fear, and then am I going to go with it and let my mind just kind of go into it, which then can lead to that freeze state that we were talking about, or it can lead into reaction and anger, or it can lead into crying and sorrow and all of that. Or you can identify, like, I'm in fear. Okay, what am I afraid of? Am I making this up? Is it something real? Is it something I really should be afraid of or having fear about? So really just with a curious, compassionate observer lens, maybe zoom out of the situation and assess, what am I afraid of? What's causing the fear? And how can I shift this? What's reality? Is this an illusion? Is this something I'm making up? Is this something that's triggering something deeper in me? And how can I look at this situation differently and feel empowered? And sometimes it's what some of these other cards said. It's to go into prayer and meditation. Like go into nature and solitude and listen to the inner voice, the voice of source within, of your consciousness, of your essence. And then not just reacting out of fear, but recognizing, I'm feeling fear. Let me do some inner work here and get a clear next step. And then it's a response that's an alignment and not a reaction. So that's for you, Tracy. Okie dokie. Thank you all for joining me at this different time. And gosh, I don't even know what my calendar is for next Saturday. So I'll put a post in, but I'm not traveling until probably the Christmas holiday. So I'm hoping to be on most Saturdays. All right. Sending love.